Hello everyone and welcome to the channel, and in this video you can watch the tarot forecast for your star sign for the week 26th of May up until the 1st of June 2025. And for a personal reading you can visit my website, which link you can find in the description down below, and also you can see it at your displays right now. So with that said, let's go right away to the forecast. This reading is going to be for Libra, Sun, Moon and also Rising. So if you're here because you're born under the Libra sign, the reading will describe the situations and the events, the enterprises that you are going to deal with going into the week. If you're here because your moon is in Libra, then the reading will describe how you're going to feel going into the week. And if you are here because your rising sign is Libra, then the reading will describe the best way how you can handle stuff around. Therefore, guys, watching for all three should give you a pretty good idea what kind of a week you do have ahead. So with that said, let me finish here the shuffle and have a cut. So the first card for Libra, that will be Six of Pentacles, followed by Knight of Wands. Moving on next, that will be King of Swords. And the final one for you, that will be King of Wands. So for the Knight of Wands, the card is going to be Four of Wands. And for the King of Swords, the card is going to be Nine of Cups. Okay. That is a pretty important week, because what we have here is a pretty passionate chase that you have ahead. You may be chasing a client, you may be chasing a project, a person, an enterprise, an event, whatever the case, but it is very passionate, something you would love to happen, to work out, etc., etc. And there are also quite a few people involved, particularly two of the people that a lot is riding on. One is, like you can see from the reading here, Knight of Wands, which is catalyzed with the Four of Wands. And then the second one, it is a King of Swords that it is involved into the situation. So what happens here is that you are going to face a wall. And the reason for you facing a wall, it is that going further with that enterprise is out of your reach. Either it doesn't depend on you, either you don't have the resources, whatever the case, but it is out of your grasp. And what it is within the grasp of these two people. However, that one which is signified by the Knight of Wands here, let me show it. So Knight of Wands with the Four of Wands, these two, that is a person who is not interested anymore into going forward, because as far as they are concerned, they had fulfilled their goal into the enterprise. They don't need that enterprise to go forward. And so leaning toward that individual is actually going to worsen the state of your enterprise. Now that I think of, that enterprise could be you buying a home, could be you starting a business, okay, whatever the case. But it is something, like I said, you would love to work out for you. It could be you going on a vacation. However, like I said, that individual is not going to be interested into going forward, because for them, pretty much the endeavor is done and they can move to the next thing. So how you can recognize that one? Well, that is a person who is, like I said, quite passionate. And it also very enterprising in a sense of that they do have a lot of stuff around that they juggle with, and they are at multiple places at once and thinking about multiple stuff at once. I don't know if you can hold their behavior against them, because nonetheless, if they do have a spare time, they are always willing to lend a helping hand. And maybe right now they're finding themselves quite overwhelmed with their own business and with their own stuff, so they can't spare time for your thing. And also you can recognize them by a people that once they do decide that they want something or they're gonna go with a particular option available, they don't back down. Okay, they actually double down on their choice, on their decision, and they follow it to the very end. So that is a person who is not going to work in your favor or in a favor of your development. However, the next one here, which is the King of Swords with the Knight, with the Nine of Cups. Okay, so these two cards. That is a person who do have a lot of connections and does have a lot of influence, a lot of power, so to speak, who is very unhappy that you are actually hindered and that you can't go forward with that particular development, that you cannot develop, for example, that vacation, or you cannot find a home to rent or to purchase, or a place to establish your business, and so on and so forth, because you have been abandoned by the first one. And so that one is going to step in and is going to try to help you with that. And I can now evoke a memory here. My brother, back in the days, maybe it was 3 or 4 years ago. It wasn't 5 years ago, but it was 3 or 4 years ago, was in a very, very similar situation. And actually, someone stepped in and made things happen. Someone who had the connections, that had the power, and it had the resources. So that is a person, like I said, not very happy with the state of your development, stepping in. And I don't know, it's highly unlikely that they are going to involve themselves physically into that. But with you, what they are going to lend in are some solutions and also some resources. So together you can I put it into words? Together you can systemize a very effective strategy how you can overcome this hindrance, and how you can move forward without facing too much of a trouble until you actually able to make things work around and to make things happen. And towards the end of the week here, with the King of Wands as the final card, I do believe that the majority of you, almost all of you, are going to take that strategy under consideration, not just under consideration, but start manifesting it. And this will allow you to transform that passion, that ambition, into a very, very powerful drive. So by the end of the week, you are going to start making things happen. So that hindrance that you are going to face at the start of the week is going to be just a temporary one until that powerful individual steps in for you. And this is going to give you a cause for celebration. So towards the end of the week, maybe Saturday, Sunday, you will have a lot of time to spare to enjoy life, because life is going to be enjoyable for you based on the progress that you will be able to make. In fact, you are going to break the ladder of the hierarchy here and go further than you're supposed to. So with that said, Libra, that was your weekly reading. Hopefully you do enjoyed it and you did liked it. And if you did, you can subscribe to the channel, leave a like, comment on the video as well if you feel so. And hopefully we're going to see each other next time. Until then, bye.